All right, so like I was saying, we've got upside targets on the dollar. We know that that means bearishness for all the other assets that we mainly like to look at. We were looking at this daily fair value gap to support price higher. We already got our nice daily C2, right? So C3 is next, and we're really looking for this high to be hit, then this one, and then like ICT said, if things start to get a little bit crazy, we'll look all the way up there. But I still, I'm still kind of maybe sticking to the idea that we get a nice or at least I would like to see, this accumulation, manipulation, distribution kind of thing. That's what I'm hoping for, to see like kind of like a bottom on crypto, maybe a bottom on indices too. So until then, we're going to continue to be bearish until further notice. So looking for shorts on stuff, on the risk on assets. But yeah, C2 moving into that high. Not much to talk about there. Let's take a look at NQ. So we hit that weekly fair value gap like we talked about, and then we were looking at this daily fair value gap, right, which we've now tapped into. And like I said, shorts today should be good if we closed like this, which we did close like that, obviously, right? So there were some good short opportunities. I'm personally not really trading for I don't know about rest of the month, but I just caught some like massive trades on BTC, so I'm kind of good for a little while until I see something really interesting. I mainly want to start catching bottoms and then go long again, but yeah, so we're looking at this daily fair value gap here. Right, we put that C2 in, so we're waiting for that C3 to tag this level, and yeah, I mean, it's been pretty nice move, right? Like I said, we gotta wait till we move into the premium. I was kind of expecting a move into this fair value gap. We didn't get it. That's fine, because we did take out this high in premium, which, just as good. But yeah, so it looks like we're gonna take out that low. We still got a lot of low resistance liquidity, something to look for later on. The 4-hour was probably cleaner. Yeah, using this 4-hour fair value gap. There's that 4-hour C2, 4-hour C3. That's pretty nice, honestly. That's pretty clean. So yeah, NQ analysis playing out quite nicely. BTC, we're talking about if we wanted to wait to see if we got a C2 or an inversion. We didn't really get anything. Like we talked about, Sol is a bit cleaner because we had that C2 put in, right, on that fair value gap. So that was a nice trade. Solid that you caught that, DZ. But yeah, nothing really actionable for me on BTC. I think Sol was the winner in that regard, and ETH as well. I mean, it did respect the fair value gap, but then again, we didn't get that C2, and way better for us if we stick to that system, right? Even if we think like, yeah, it's respecting the fair value gap, I can take a short. Just staying true to the system is always going to be significantly better, right? Hype, we just fell short of this fair value gap, so we weren't able to catch that short. We're getting that daily change in stated delivery now, and then as we said, that low is already taken out. Let's take a look at the weekly. Okay, so we're in the weekly now. We can take off all this. Our targets have been hit to the downside. We're gonna map out the consequent encroachment of that fair value gap, right? And yeah, so for hype, those downside targets were hit, mainly this low, right? Would have been really nice to catch that short. We didn't catch it. That's fine. So yeah, I mean, hype is one of those ones that was showing a lot of relative strength to BTC, so I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap on the weekly, and we're going to use the 4-hour to kind of monitor right, to monitor whether or not, we can start predicting that price is going to start moving up. We had these notes from a while ago of kind of assuming that we have a little, market maker model going on. We have the accumulation, manipulation, and now we kind of want to see the distribution. So obviously we'd be looking for reasons to believe that we are on the buy side of the curve now, right? So we need to kind of start seeing some inversions, some change in stated deliveries, right? And then we can start targeting higher. Until then, though, because we're still bearish on BTC and ETH and all the other risk on assets because of what we saw in dollar, we're not gonna jump the gun. Well, we really have to wait for confirmations, especially for longs right now, because dollar is just really, really strong at the moment. And we definitely don't want to fade dollar analysis, right? It's been so helpful to us. We've been bullish dollar for a while, and it's allowed us to catch the downside moves to all of these risk on assets, right? So we definitely don't want to fade that. We talked about that. So want to see go lower. Let's take a look at gold. I didn't expect gold to hit the level this fast, but there it is. There's that weekly ERL being taken out. Ever since we got this kind of volume imbalance get disrespected and inverted, we've been looking at this low, right? So it's pretty nice to see, right? We got that C2 close, C3, there's that C4 right into that low, just like we wanted to see. Now I would be a little bit cautious of staying short here. We want to see what kind of happens here. This is a potential area where we could get a reversal, so want to keep that in mind. But nice to see our target got hit, and I think there's probably not going to be anything actionable for the rest of the week. I would wait till next week if you were going to try and trade gold. Oil, what did we say for oil? Okay, so we're still looking for lower on oil, right? We hit this, was that a weekly? Yeah, weekly volume imbalance. So far it's been respected, right? We got this daily change in stated delivery down here. So let's see, maybe we'll get some cheaper gas prices, but yeah, I'm looking for 78 and 84 cents. Tau we skipped because Tau is just not, it just doesn't look great right now. Zcash was another one I said to kind of stay away from. We did get that inversion. We're retesting it now, but like I said, we want to put the bulk of our analysis, or the bulk of the weight of our analysis, on dollar and kind of let that guide us. So with that being said, I'm not going to be too keen on taking longs, which we kind of discussed that this super big wick lower was because of an exploit. They took care of it really fast, but I still think that given the overall market, I wouldn't be so keen on jumping into that. And near is kind of the same thing, except near didn't even make an inversion. So you guys already know the move, IRL to ERL. So I think near is gonna move lower into this low. This is gonna be our target for the rest of the week. Not that I would trade it, but it is in line with what we think on BTC and all the other risk on assets. So it's definitely something worth keeping an eye on for later. I think better later on for longs if we do get what we're talking about on dollar, where we purge these highs, right, and we get this accumulation, manipulation, distribution kind of thing. That would be the ideal scenario, and where I would start thinking, okay, we might actually start putting in a low on crypto, because at the same time, right, like we said, there is no C2 just yet, right? We did hit our ERL. That's nice, that's good. We did sweep it, also really nice. But now if we could just get a C2 at that kind of, what is that, like 59k level, and we closed like that, then I would be a lot more of the opinion that we could actually start considering that the bottom is in. And I think that that'll give time for NQ to also get into this discount, right? As we said, we're still in premium here, and the ideal scenario is that dollar moves up, pushes NQ down here to this weekly fair value gap, pushes BTC under this low, and then we can get that C2, right? And that's kind of like our ideal scenario right now that we're looking for risk on assets. And like I said, you know, ton's gonna be much of the same thing. I'm gonna map out the unmitigated portion of this fair value gap. But yeah, even though it's been showing a lot of relative strength to BTC, well, before it was, now it's respecting bearish PD arrays, right? So I think we're still moving lower on ton as well. So right now, honestly, shorts are king. I wouldn't be too jumpy to hop into longs, which I know a lot of people are right now, right? A lot of people, you know, we got a really big flush lower, so you know, a lot of people are really, you know, they're excited at the opportunity, and you know, they want to jump into longs, and I just don't think it's wise just yet. Maybe it's like a long-term position, like if you guys wanted to start throwing in some spot, that's not a terrible idea. But trading wise, you know, like if you just kind of look at everything's kind of doesn't look too encouraging for longs at the moment, especially with the way that dollar looks. Dollar demands to be respected. So yeah, on wild here we have a C2, right? Inside candle C3. We know that inside candles are precursors to expansion, so now we're getting that here. So I think for wild our target's going to be down here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that we've been looking at. Rave, we're still looking for it to go to 0 slowly but surely. Got these nice equal lows down here. Yeah, bro, you know we can't forget about that. But yeah, not much to say today, I don't think. So yeah, if there's anything else you guys wanted to look at, and if not, we can get this all wrapped up. All good? Alright, sweet. Alright, well, you guys know the dealio. After Thursday, I wouldn't be trading no more, and I think that shorts are good for the rest of the week, honestly. Yeah, literally. You know, if I was trading right now, I would just be looking for shorts. Wouldn't be too keen on anything else. But yeah, I think a good week, honestly. I know it's only Wednesday, but pretty much once again, our thoughts on price. Minus, I did think that price was going to go a little bit more up in the beginning of the week. That didn't happen. So I guess you can give me a little X mark for that. But for the rest of it, it's been pretty spot on. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can definitely revisit it. We could do a little study session. It's been a while since I've personally, you know, dive back into that, but I know that there's some new videos in there. You know, maybe we could watch them together. I'll let you know what I think about it, and yeah, I mean, it would be cool. We could switch it up a little bit. But yeah, sounds good. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you guys turning up, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's do some TDT. All right, fellas, you have a good rest of your day, and yeah, peace out.